Good morning, this is Sarah, your imperfect carnivore in the UK, coming at you with her dairy talk. Actually, I haven't double checked my app to see how long it's been without dairy. I'm going to have to alter that now to cheese and milk because I have introduced butter, and I'm going to tell you why. I tell you what though, look how dark it is in my car. It's 10 to 8 in the morning and you can see the reflection of things. There's lights, headlights, horrible things. When Jack Cruz talks about giving up your job and going and living somewhere really sunny where you can watch the sun come up and come down, well, my first reaction is, yeah, that would be a lovely little dream, wouldn't it? But then I think that would be amazing. I'd love to win the lottery and go and live somewhere where I can watch the sun come up and the sun go down. That's all I want. That's all I need. My meat, my water, the best ribeyes, the best fish, the best sauce butter I can find, and water that comes in the glass bottles on the shelves. Yeah, spring glass bottles. A bit of fish straight from the ocean and the sun coming up, the sun coming down. My God, I would just be so healthy and so skinny in a very short amount of time. But let's carry on living in the dreary UK with this weather. It's going to rain all day today. We're not going to see the sun. How fabulous. I'm really excited about that. Really excited. This video is about how I am, from the influence of Dr. Elizabeth Bright. I'm mentioning her a lot recently because new information's coming out all the time. When I say new information, it's not really new. It's just that it's being concealed because people weren't making the videos about it. When I found Carnivore 9 years ago, the information on YouTube was limited. It was still very fringe. I mean, it's fringe now. Carnivore diet is still fringe now. Imagine how fringe it was 9 years ago when we had a couple of Facebook groups to join, very limited information on YouTube, you know, and the news, the mainstream news weren't bashing it because no one was talking about it. Now people are talking about it, so the mainstream have got to get out there with, what about your fibre? What about your fruit and veg? It's so limited because they don't even eat their veggies, guys. Who cares about veggies? I don't care about veggies. Back to the dairy. I need to put a screenshot in here now of my app because I've had to change it to milk and cheese. I'm telling you this, I'm going to remind myself to edit this later because I don't actually remember how many days it is since I went cold turkey on dairy. I think it's about 130 days, I'm guessing. So the app's there now. The screenshot of the app is there now. You can see the exact number while I'm speaking. I think I really want to get my fat up a lot higher. I want to experiment because there's a lot of debate about butter being different to milk and cheese, and so I want to find out if there is a difference. Obviously I gave up the dairy specifically for my psoriasis. It worked, though I did give up coffee at the same time, which is also supposed to be connected to autoimmunity. So it's impossible to know which one did it, but both of them gone together did it. So at least I know that I can switch off my psoriasis. It is so powerful when you know you can switch off an illness. How powerful is that? How many people go to the doctors looking for medication to try and cure something that doesn't get cured, and then a dietary change can switch off an illness like that? I can switch on and off the pain in my knees. This is amazing to me. When I eat wrong, my knees hurt. When I eat perfect carnivore, they don't. I can literally switch my joint pain / arthritis on and off. How amazing is that? Switching the pain on and off. I can switch my gastritis on and off. I can switch my psoriasis on and off. I can switch my insomnia on and off. I can control my blood sugars. I can either choose to have blood sugars that are off the scale, or I can have them permanently in the 4 point somethings, just by choosing what I eat. And that's powerful, and that's exciting. It's exciting to me. 9 years I've been in this space, and it's still exciting to me that I can switch on and off ailments. Amazing. And who's listening? No one. This is why I set the channel up, because no one in the real world's listening to me. So I need to try and help people elsewhere in the world. If me talking about being able to switch my knee pain on and off, and my tummy pain on and off, and my psoriasis on and off, helps just one person and inspires just one person to make a change to their way they eat, and they get that same result, amazing, I have achieved something. Okay, so like I said in a previous video, because I haven't lost all the weight I want to lose, people don't really pay me much attention, and the things that I've got wrong with me are all invisible things, aren't they? Most illnesses are invisible. You know, psoriasis is invisible mostly, unless of course you've had it all over your arms and legs, but I had it in places where you couldn't see. People can't see your gastritis or IBS, they can't see your depression, anxiety, they can't see, you know, your insomnia, because it's happening in the night when no one else is around. So back to the dairy. Gosh, I've been waffling on a bit, haven't I? This is actually the content of 2 videos here, so I'm going to wrap this up. Back to the dairy. The reason I've brought it back is because my hormones are obviously still needing a lot of work, and to get hormones working we need fat, cholesterol, not any old fat. It's got to be fat from an animal, and it's got to be fat that has lots of cholesterol in it, because that's the building blocks for your body. Do I have any scientific evidence? Do I have a science paper? No, but I've been in this space long enough to be convinced that it's the way to go. And I want to have the body to match the health, and I'm gonna. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a right old time. It's possible I won't get the absolute body I want till I'm in my mid-50s, but I will have the size and shape I want. It's just a matter of when rather than if. People wave at me when I walk past the car. I like it. But the people in the real world don't listen to me, so I know this is where I need to do my talking. So yeah, obviously I'm going to keep an eye on my scalp to see if my psoriasis returns. So I'm going to be having the butter with my meals. In the morning when I normally have my burgers, I'm having less meat but dipping it in butter. So trying to reduce the protein just a tiny touch, but adding loads and loads of butter to it. It improves the flavour, and if it gets the fat to where it needs to be, and I get that hormonal healing that I need, fabulous. So that's what I'm doing. Gonna keep an eye on my psoriasis, gonna keep an eye on my elbows, and you know, also mucus and stuff like that. I do still have a tiny bit of catarrh left from my cold that I got going on an aeroplane. Still don't regret it. Standard, isn't it? Go abroad, get some lovely sun, come back sick. Fabulous. Lovely. I love that. It's just makes you feel so special. I think the sun is starting to come up in the UK now. Don't move to the UK if you're thinking about it. Winters here are very dreary. I love that word, dreary. But anyway, that's I wanted to do a video on dairy, and I think I've covered a few other things. I am going to do another video on the fact that the information we're getting now out of the carnivore community is better than it was. When I very first started, it was eat your meat, drink your water, get on with your life, which is good. It's still good advice. It's still better advice than eat healthy whole grains, lentils, nuts and seeds, and destroy your gut and your hormones and everything else. But for some people, this is not a man beating video, but it tends to be women over a certain age that struggle, and so sometimes they need something extra. Sometimes it is just you need years and years and years of healing, but it's nice to know that you're working on things like the iron and the iodine and everything else, and specific things that you're working on, in the hope that you will eventually become what you're hoping to become, so the information out there now is, in the last couple of years, has got really good. A lot of good information, a lot of information that goes a bit further than just eat your meat and drink your water. Information on the light environment and our hormones and the importance of fat and why it's important, and the iodine and why that's important, and how we got scared away from it, and how they managed to tell everyone it was scary, and there's myths out there. Don't eat too much meat because you have an iron overload. Well, why is mine low? Okay, The myths. My God, the myths that we're fed. And 85 to 90% of people just lap it up. Soak up those myths. If you eat red meat, this and this is going to happen. Don't eat too much meat because this is going to happen. And most people are not that interested in looking into stuff. So they go, okay, that's correct then, isn't it? Yep. So this butter is back for now. I will monitor myself and see if I want to keep it or not. Milk and cheese staying out. Can't remember how many days it is, but when you saw that screenshot before, that will tell you. Anyway, I am going to now psych myself up for my day. Watch this video back and see how many errors I made. You have an amazing day. Eat your meat, drink your water, and there's so many things I could say right now, but I've done enough waffling. So that's what I was going to say. Doing your best looks different every day. Never forget that. You know, you may not be 100% carnivore one day, but that day might have been hell. That day may have been a living hell that day. You know, but you did your best. You got through it. You survived it. You got through it the next day. That means you did your best. And that looks different every day. Eat your meat, drink your water, and have a bloody brilliant day. You take care, you perfect carnivores and imperfect carnivores out there. You take care. I'm going to go away now. See you later. Bye.